everybody. Welcome back to another round. I'm your host, Jay, and we are here to discuss Love is Blind. So, if you're with me now, please do me a solid. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can be updated when we drop new videos. And if you're watching this on the replay, please leave me a comment, okay? I got a special guest today. We're gonna cut up. We about to have some fun. We was already cutting up backstage, so you already know about this is about to be cray cray. Okay, let me bring my guest up. No other than El Cid. Hey sis, what's good? You gotta get off mute, sis. You cutting up already.
We're gonna cut up.
We're gonna
I
cut
have
all
questions.
the way up. Listen, I done threw half my notes away from the first episode. So y'all already know we about to be winging it off a prayer and some hope dreams, okay? Hey Monique, thank you for the love, sis. Y'all get up in here. Let's discuss Love is Blind. We're gonna try to make this a short one as possible, but I can't guarantee nothing when me and this one get together.
I can't guarantee it either.
We gonna try to keep it together though. Listen, I can't even tell you who was the first couple to get together, so we just gonna go off of this list.
JP and Taylor.
JP and Taylor was the first to get together. I told you I lost my notes.
Right? JP and Taylor.
So JP and Taylor was the first to get together. We got the firefighter with the teacher. Okay.
Gotta have to teach him to spell her name. That's the first thing.
Hey, listen, and he over here wearing his red, white, and blue on every child.
Every moment, every scene.
If he don't love his country, I don't know what else does. Okay, because
does he start his day with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I'm assuming he does at this point, because child, I'm hoping that he did some civil duties or some civic service before. He has served our country once or twice before, because the way he carrying his flag around,
he is draped in the flag. Well, at least he don't have a TP torch, okay? At least he ain't got the torch.
There was one time I didn't see him in it, but he was in blue, so he's at least in one of his colors. But he didn't have the other two colors. I was looking, I was like, child.
Well, just wearing blue, he bleeds red, and his
Lord
ethnicity is?
Well, he still got it then. See? That man is America through and through, and thank you for your service. Woo. Okay, listen, this is all jokes now, JP. If me and El Cid catch on fire, we gonna need you to save us. Okay, first of all, y'all do some hard work as firefighters, and a lot of y'all fine as heck. I'm just quiet as kept, you know what I'm saying?
Well, save the fine. My grandfather was a firefighter for 40 years, so I can see and read JP a lot. I'm seeing a lot of behavior patterns, real quiet.
Oh,
but got some depth to them.
We know they fine, but they also sneaky.
Moment of silence for that one.
Trust, I know. Listen, I was dating a paramedic that decided he wanted to be a firefighter. I said, listen, you gonna go from one thought job to the
one civil service job. He got benefits. Where's Gil? He got benefits.
And they got their money stashed in a whole nother place. Don't worry about it. Whew. All right. Anyway. Was there any, let me know what your concerns with JP and Taylor.
My concern mainly is Taylor's self-esteem. She said she let herself go. Mm-hmm. And she's finally loving herself. I don't think it's there. I think she said it. But I think she was concerned how he would see her. And I think she's projecting that. I mean, JP isn't, a bad looking guy, but I think she's very much projecting her weight image on him. That's what I think about her. But, he need to prove to her that his gap is worth it.
Well, like I told you in the backstage, it's either a love gap or a lie gap. We're going to find out which one which side of the fence he's on, okay? He's either a lover or a liar. We're gonna find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I wrote that same note too, that she suffers from self-love. I'm kind of curious on how she got there because she said she let herself go. I'm wondering why, if it was a past relationship or something else. Um, One of my other concerns too is she asked him, "Do you like pet peeves or pet names and stuff?" He clearly said no, and she was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna call you Sugar Butt."
Yeah, and calling a man sugar butt. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I thought Sugar Butt was for her at first, but then she was like, "No, you're my Sugar Butt." I was like, "Oh." Oh, because it came right after her twerking. So I was like, I thought she was calling herself Sugar Butt and stuff. And it was like, no, I'm Sugar and you're Sugar Butt. So like you're the butt of her sugar, or
you're my sugar butt. I don't know if I like you yet.
Oh, what is the butt? But he rolled it with it, baby. He rolled it with it. He like it. So
I think he likes her more than she likes him because he was grabbing on her. He looked like he was grabbing on her a whole lot more than she was him.
And the interesting thing too is she's actually a very attractive girl, but we know that certain ethnicities feel when they gain certain bouts of weights, having so many curves on them, it's not a pleasant thing for them. But to me, she looks very healthy, very beautiful. I didn't see anything wrong with her. It's not like last season, so we had all the craters in the face and all this stuff. But we gonna let them live.
She, I don't know if it's because she's now a plus size. I don't know what it is for her, but she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She's very absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. She's cute, and they do look good together. But that's just aesthetically.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes because maybe it'll work out for my biggest concerns is him being so emotional so quick. Like she asked a question and the question was, "Tell me about your childhood," and that literally started to bring him to tears. And I'm getting the sense of savior complex with him, especially from the story he's told about, his mom coming in wrecking havoc with the sisters. Not really him. Plus it sounds like he's the baby boy, so he gets a little bit of favoritism or whatnot.
I wonder if they're same fathers for all those kids, because we do know the dynamic of if your daddy is different, I may treat you differently.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be another dynamic. So he was saving his sisters. Now he's saving the community in the fires. Mm-hmm. So yes, definite savior complex.
The other dynamic too is the Oedipus and Electra complex. So yeah, I don't know if I'm saying it the right way because it's usually that's when you like your father and your mother, but possibly the mother liking the son. So you know what I'm saying? Like the son is now the new father.
Yes.
Of the home. Because he did mention that the dad, she took a lot of the frustration on the dad, but it does sound like at some point the dad was removed from the home for whatever reason. And it I don't know if that helped calm the frustration. That would be a question I would have to ask. Did that help calm the frustration in the home and she got better with the girls, or did it make it worse?
Right. And he had to go save them. As he said, when she would leave for work, he would sneak over. Mm-hmm. So I would question, like, what was he doing, or what was he, what was his behavior pattern while mom was home, having a meltdown with the girls?
Yeah. Was it that Will Smith type thing where I got to kind of entertain everybody before I get in trouble too? Or if I just sit and be cute and she won't pay me much attention? And he sounded like he was quite young. So who knows?
Yeah,
but
he does.
There's a lot.
He does sound like he was quite young. Like he said he couldn't do much, but when she would leave, he would go and kind of comfort his sisters. Mm-hmm. So it does seem like he didn't have much say, or couldn't, he probably didn't even know what it was, as he said. But it'll be interesting for Taylor to meet that mama. Is anyone going to be good for her baby boy?
We'll find out. We'll find out, and then he got the two sisters. because they might reverse and pay back his protection that he tried to give them.
Exactly.
With the girls. So we will find out. I mean,
but he's given me Matt 2.0. I will say that.
Yeah. And I just hope that when she do finally meet the family, that they don't trigger more of her insecurities.
Right.
And her self-doubt. So
right.
Ooh. Nor him. I hope he doesn't. Lord Jesus. We start out great.
Where's the team of therapists for this group?
I like they brought in therapists for Bad Girls Club, and I was like, yeah, I don't think these little heifers needed it. They could have did without it. But here with this lot, especially because everybody was unloading things. Well, everybody was unloading things.
Well, shout out to Nick, because they are showing the food that they give them.
They got to cook themselves, though.
well, the ladies can't cook. Wait a minute now. The ladies have professionals.
They have the eggs on the floor. See, that's why niggas like, see, that's why we don't feed them, because they wasting the egg. Y'all know eggs is up high and y'all spilling them on the daggone floor. Y'all better scoop them things up and throw it in the pan.
I want to know who said, I hope they're not expecting chefs or ladies who can cook. I want to know who said that. I want to know who said that.
I'm going for one of the lawyers.
But it was wild to me when the camera went over the whole spread of food.
All of it.
Oh, shout out to Nick.
Bread, they got eggs,
hash brown,
everything. Don't tell us they ain't eating. Now, I mean, they might not have more than one meal a day. But
and in the pods, the dates have food and drink.
Well, we know they stayed with some drink, so they got their special cups, child. They got their little gold chalice everywhere. So,
and the little thing hanging out the cup to let you know whose cup it is.
Right. We are a mess.
No, we ain't a mess yet. We just warming up.
Child, listen, we ain't even a mess yet, because this season ain't even really got it started. Trust us. Wait till we get in it, boy. This only episode 1 and 2, y'all. This only episode 1 and 2. So if y'all are here, be prepared to have a good time and enjoy yourselves while being educated on some dark arts, as well as actual love advice from us too. We've been through some things. We know some things. Trust.
We have lived.
We have lived. Oh, my other concern with these two, and I know they got engaged by the end of episode 2, was the I love you so fast. I was like, how are we? And I feel like he tricked her into a I love you. I really felt like he tricked her into a I love you, because he sat there and was like, what's the one thing you regret telling anybody before? And she said, I love you. And he said, oh, me too. Oh, by the way, I love you. Like,
yeah, it was badly placed, because why would you start talking about regrets? She said that was a regret, and now you're having her say it to you. Maybe it's editing. Maybe they, he's like, I don't want you to regret, or he said, this will be one time, you won't regret it, and said it. But it was either bad editing or bad timing.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, the timing of that is not great at all. She just got through telling what she regrets said, and so you're gonna kind of back her into a wall to say, because she was kind of hesitant, like, I love you too. Now we just I loving you everywhere and stuff. Well, hope y'all keep that same energy.
Well, it's my only connection, so if I want to get to Mexico.
True this. True.
I don't see any of the other men being acceptable of sugar butt.
At all. Did JP have any other connection? We didn't see any other one.
No, they didn't really.
We didn't see another one.
No.
Okay. So it's possible they both. Yeah, they both possibly had one, but they cut them off early because they didn't hit the I love you so early. So, okay. So now my contact want to act crazy. That's why I'm over here doing this. Sorry. Hey, V. Okay, who was the second couple that we met? Because otherwise, I'm just gonna go off of notes.
You could go off of notes. I
feel like it was Izzy.
Well, Izzy had a few.
I know. I feel like we met Izzy early.
Izzy is the new Barnett. Everybody wants Izzy.
Everybody wants Izzy, but does Izzy want anybody?
Izzy is my emotional F boy this season. But
we see
I know Izzy. I know Izzy.
Izzy is all in until you are. And then he like, ooh.
Well, he's all in until you sound like a stalker. Or he's all in until you won't worship him.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I put big old question marks next to Izzy. Because Izzy is likable at first. Like when you first talk to him, he's very pleasant. He's very energetic. He's outgoing. You know, he seems easy to talk to. But you give Izzy too much too soon, he pulls away. You don't give him enough, he's begging for it.
Yep.
And then when he gets it, he don't want it no more.
You got to let Izzy give it to you first.
Yes, but he wants you to be vulnerable.
But you got to give him small doses. And you got to hit him with your information in another round.
Another. Izzy is a problem.
But you see, I play with Izzy like Stacy. I'm Stacy. I will, play around. I'll let you. Stacy is reversing the psychology on Izzy. Where the man would just sit there and listen to all you're saying, and then he would either tailor himself to you or he would use it to draw you in. That's Stacy. That's my Senator Palpatine of this season.
Stacy is she's a surfer. She's like, I'm gonna ride the wave. Okay, we gonna have some fun. Don't ask me to get into too deep water because I don't swim, but I can surf.
Right.
I can stay on the board, and when it comes to shore, we done. We good.
But did Stacy really want Izzy, or did Stacy want Izzy because he's the big fish?
I'm not sure.
Because she seems like a good player. Like, I will fish in deep waters. Because the first thing she said was, I'm going to watch all these others just fall off.
You know what I like about Stacy too? Because Stacy play like I play. I'm not about to tell these ladies none of my connections. Like, why? Why? So y'all can go up in there and start being disruptive and all this? No. I'm gonna have my connections in silence, listen to all of y'all talk about these men and be like, oh, he said what? Oh.
She was leaning to the side, listen. Better than Irina.
He did what now? Oh, okay. That's why she's in there just having fun. She's like, I'm gonna go with your flow because I'm getting the feedback from the ladies. They saying that you this with them. I'm seeing how you this with me. You're gonna have to show me you serious.
But the ladies were also giving her the ammunition she needed to use with Izzy.
Which is perfect.
Because as soon as he done with Johnny, she knows he can't do deep. He doesn't want to do deep. Okay, let me continue to play my cards. Yeah. But for some reason, he was deep in it. So he likes it. He likes the challenge. He also likes the challenge.
He wants the fun. And yes, he wants the person to be open and vulnerable with him. But I don't think he can handle it. And Stacy knows that. Stacy knows that. You cut off. Now, Lydia was a right cutoff. Okay. She was in it too fast. Okay. Sis was in it too fast. I'm sorry. Slow down. Pump your brakes.
Well, for Lydia, they were real messy with Lydia because she described herself when she was talking to Milton about those rocks. She said the rock was, what did she say? Easily excited, but unstable. I was like, y'all know you're wrong. Lydia just described herself. She's easily excitable and unstable.
Yeah.
And Izzy just decided like, oh, no, this is too much fire for me. Too much for me to have to manage and take care of. And I don't think, even though he's an emotional F-boy, Izzy, I don't think can juggle too many people.
No. I
think he can have his top two and then work those two until he makes a decision.
He gives me slight empath why he wants people to be so vulnerable, which is also That to me, that's a slight yellow flag. Why you keep asking for my vulnerability and I don't know you? It'll come organically. Let it happen when it happens. Don't rush me or whatnot. But you also have to make me feel like you're a safe space for me to be vulnerable. So I get why Stacy is not that. It's like you're not a safe space yet. You're cool. You're here to have fun or whatever, but you're not going past the surface with me for me to go past the surface with you.
Right.
You're not giving me nothing.
Stacy's seeing that she's talking to a blue wall.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to keep you as I'm talking to Izzy, but he's the blue wall.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to give him blue wall energy. And, as she said, I'm going to pass by, though. That passing by, smacking on the butt, though.
Good game.
That's a double standard for us ladies.
Good game.
We can pass by and slap a man on the butt at the bar.
Right.
But if a man slaps us on the butt, if Izzy had said that, yeah.
Listen.
He would be trash in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
But Stacy, beautiful girl, so she could get away with that.
The funniest thing is because he doesn't know it, but her energy is just beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. And see, Stacy has to watch the borderline of her energy though, because that's where you either get fun time girl or you get friend zone real fast. She's playing with the right one, which is Izzy. Because Izzy trying to be out here doing his little Playboy thing. Oh, I'm just trying to figure it out. I got to process this right now. I don't know. I still got these two connections. I want to know who's your top, but I'm not going to tell you my top. I'm just connected between the two. I've never been torn between two ladies before. Like, bro, stop. Okay.
I'm taking it all in.
I'm going through the process. It's the process. It's not me. We know what you're doing, sir. We see you. Okay. We see you. And what you're trying to do is try to figure out emotionally how far you can get into these ladies' head.
Yes.
Elle said and pipped you already. She said you emotional F-boy. Emotional F-boys like to get into your head. They know how to mess with you. High, low key. I know we're not on them yet, but that's what I'm kind of giving your boy Uche. I'm giving him a little emotional F-boy tendencies. Now, ma'am, we had this discussion before the live started. Now,
she's agreeing with you. I'll give Uche that, but he thinks he's polished. But we'll get to him.
Yeah, we'll get to him. But there's so much. So there's one big thing that I like to say on this, because I am a person who grew up Jehovah's Witness. I get parts of where Izzy is coming from. There was a lot of detachment from the rest of the world because of growing up like that. However, I will not allow this man to sit here and put this bad stigma on the whole thing. There are bad people within anything, period. I'll say that. Bad people are within any process, but his dad, his parents, his stepdad, let me put that back. His stepdad and his parents didn't do a very good job of educating him at a young age on the why we don't, the why we do.
Exactly.
This is how. And that was a poor thing that they did. And so what I'm afraid of with Izzy is his need to be attached to something now,
and accepted and adored,
is going to lead him.
Because one thing he learned from early is how to hide stuff. Mm-hmm. He hid that he played sports,
and he didn't have to. That's another thing. I'm like, your parents was extra strict for no reason. And sometimes certain religions, because I had a cousin that did this, and she's not Jehovah's Witness. She grew up Christian. She went into the church and got over religious and got zealous on everybody and started acting like she couldn't be around the family because all of a sudden, we partake in a drink or we do this. She couldn't do that. So some parents do get overzealous and take it out on their kids.
So what else is he doing now other than the Christmas tree, keeping it up till April? What else is he doing to break out of the restrictions of the religion?
What I want to know is, what are you doing to find yourself with your own path with God? You know what I'm saying? Like when I stepped away, because like I said, I grew up in it. So I had to step away to find my own path with God. That's what I want to know. You're like, oh, I want to jump in and be a part of somebody else's thing. Like, no, 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 no. Don't be a part of somebody else's thing. Find your thing as a person. Then find a person who aligns with your thing. Don't jump into somebody else's, because that, for me, you're doing stuff for other people. That's a problem. And I think he said he was a people pleaser. Dang, I wish I had. He was the one who said he was already a people pleaser.
Yes. Yes. He said that. And what screams to me is usually when a couple is coming together, you had your traditions as a family. I have mine. We come together. Our household will either pick one or do both. Mm-hmm. But he's coming with no traditions. But he's at an age where if he kept the Christmas tree up till April, he's at an age where he could have had this with friends and develop it, as you said, develop who he was as far as traditions, and his friends could have been his village, because he has the cousins, he has the family in Mexico as well. So he has all this he could have drawn from, but why not?
Right. And what other scares me too is that you found out that your dad is not your dad through a cousin. And did you have that conversation? So do you have resentment for your family? I definitely know you have trust issues. That's deeply rooted from your family for two reasons. They didn't educate you on things that they should have. And then the way you had to find out about a parent. Like, you have a lot of unresolved issues, which is funny to me. So when Johnny comes in and tells you hers, we start to automatically judge her.
Right.
That was scary to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has her flaws. She's telling you right now, this is what it is. I let this other person go, this situation for you and all this. And now you're giving her the biggest pause because she's actually being honest about it. And on the flip side, though, before you go, Elle, I felt like Johnny should have shared that love story early with both connections before she cut Chris off. So that was her bad, because she needed to see how they would respond to that bit of information, that you actually did not marry the love of your life. The love of your life was an addict. And sometimes that happens for some of us. We might find somebody that has a vice that is stronger than our love, but we still love them. But the husband was a rebound. And when that person died, it started this problem. The thing is what you learn from it. Did you take more time from the rebound, from the husband, I mean, to get before you came to this process? There's so many questions. Instead of sitting there silent, that I felt Izzy should have asked if he was serious about Johnny.
All Izzy heard was that you were wrong about who the love of your life was. And if you tell me you love me, how can I know that you're not wrong? Mm-hmm. And Izzy wants to be loved, like all of them, but he wants to be loved unequivocally. And he's going to think, I wonder if I am her love. And it's all in how Johnny said it. It's all in how. You know, these some of these ladies don't know how to play the game. You always got to leave hope.
Yeah.
Hope. You can say my first love, love. And I'm looking for my great love, and maybe you could be it.
Yeah, you start off with the love of my life. Well, your life is still going, child. What we gonna do with this? Like, your love of the life is gone. I can't compete with that. Like, you gotta know how to word it, baby. You gotta know how to word it. You gotta say something. I did, and the funniest thing, sometimes you don't even know that's the love. You have that love for that person until they're actually gone.
Right.
Until you're moved on with somebody else. And that sucks. But it's true. A lot of us don't really know how much love we have for a person until we move on. And we realize either one way or the other, I didn't love them as much as I thought. Or I just don't love them as much as this person here. Does not mean that they're the only love you will ever have. nor that they're the love of your life. If they're the love of your life, you shouldn't even be trying to date. I'm just going to be honest with you. If they're the love of your life and they passed away or they moved on, I really feel like, why are you out here? Because you're wasting your time and everybody else's time, because you're not going to find anything. You already said it. You're not going to find anything to match up to this.
And Johnny sounds like if she was talking about the man a lot, so that could pull somebody like Izzy's feedback. But she also seems like when the person's gone is then I have regret.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she made a mistake that I see many ladies doing. The man has promised you nothing, yet you let your other man go. Wait a minute. Has Izzy said a proposal is coming? Has he even said you're my number one?
No.
So why are you dismissing another man for this Hail Mary?
The fact that she walked into the room and told him, I have a top, you're my number two connection. Told Izzy, you're my number two. I just left my number one. Me and the number one are so much aligned. So I'm like, did you play yourself and trying to play this game? Because why did you tell him all of that only to sit there at the end of it and say, well, I choose you. Like, I'm here with you, so don't worry about it. And then proceed to cut off who 2 seconds ago was your number one. I am not about to cut off my bottom. Do not cut your bottom. Your bottom is your money maker. Don't not cut your bottom. That's pimping 101.
101.
You got to secure a whole new bottom and be sure that they is in there before you cut them off. Child, that lady, she blew me. She blew me by that move. I was like, oh.
Advice to the ladies. Wait all the way to the end and then, don't accept the proposal. Go all the way to the end. Let the man get on his knee and then you make that decision. Don't make it ahead of time.
You got to see. And I was like, are you racing to cut him off so he don't propose to you, so you don't feel some type of way? Like, I don't know how the pods work, but can you say, hold on, let me just, I hear your proposal, but I still got this connection over here. Let me wrap that up.
Well,
we seen it last year, didn't we? Last season, didn't somebody do that?
Yeah, they did. Because they went all the way to the last. I can't remember who it was, but some of the ladies went all the way to the last.
I could have swore somebody wrapped it up with somebody else first and then came back. But I wouldn't be mad if she did that. Like, hold on, let me. In all fairness, before you go there, let me wrap this up, because it's not like Taylor and JP. They're locked in. We know it. They pretty much don't have anybody else. But both of you still have connections. So it's like, let me weigh this out with my connection before you settle in on me, Chris. Just hold up. I hear you. I see where you at. I want this to be totally fair and transparent, that I am done with that other person before I move forward with you.
It was Paul. Who was the young lady that Paul was paired with? Because Paul and her had an agreement then to break up with each of their number twos.
It was Irene, and wasn't it between Irene and her girl? Or no.
No, Paul.
Yeah.
And
it
the
was
young lady who
Micah
and Paul. They agreed to go break up with
other connection.
Amber.
Yes, that's who it was.
So they agreed to go break up with their other connection and then come back together.
Yes.
That was the play. And Johnny, I guess, missed those episodes. Because you do not get rid of one person without a complete agreement. Izzy, the perpetual F-boy that he is, did not promise anything.
Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Zero.
He didn't even say, I'm going to meet you at 5:00. Nothing. He did not give you flowers. He did not provide you a plate of anything to eat.
He didn't even say you was his top connection. You were still one of two. Possibly more, but one of two for sure.
And it could be ego. Like she doesn't think Taylor matches up to her. It could be ego.
But everything out her mouth saying they were aligned. That's the problem. Like you saying Chris is aligned with you. You know he's the safe. You had the nerve to even tell Izzy Chris was a safer choice. And I get it. Sometimes us ladies do this common mistake. We want to go for the emotions, the risky choice because it makes us feel alive on the inside. You know, that safe choice just doesn't make us feel all thriving and moisturized on the inside and stuff. But the thing is, are you competing against the other ladies in the real world? Like, are you really competing against the other ladies, or are you actually looking for love? Because that risky choice is you're competing against the other ladies.
The other thing is, Johnny could think that Chris needs to be fixed. He could be giving her, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to help this dude again. I'm going to have to help this dude.
You see?
No, too much. Johnny could be saying, I'm going to have to help this dude. Chris, he doing these dogs, he doing all these other things. I'm going to have to help fix him. Even though Izzy has excitement, he does have an element of fixing too. Mm-hmm. But again, Izzy right now is the big fish.
That's what
Chris is the nice, decent guy on the outside. Though he said people see him as a playboy, I don't see it. But that's because he's just not my quality of tea. But she may see Chris as more of a project than she would with Izzy, but I don't know. She could see it either way. But ladies, don't get rid of option 2 unless you have one in the bag.
That's what I'm saying. I would never get rid of my safe choice like that. Not that easy. Like I would have to. I'm a nester. I'm definitely a nester. I'm like my nickname is Jay Bird. Like I'm definitely got to build me a whole nest before I move out my first one. Like I'm not going even if I'm single in that nest, even if I'm single in that whole nest by myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm making that nest for me. I need a whole nest made before I walk out of the one I have. I'm just not going to do it. I have to be leaving for myself, or I have to have a damn good reason I'm out of my own comfort zone. And Johnny just jumped out for no good reason because, like you said so many times, he gave her nothing. Absolutely nothing. He made her say, he's like, oh, I need somebody that is all in for me, that lets me know that they're in for me, this, that, and the third. First of all, sir, I haven't heard you ask that of nobody else. The one person that was letting you know they were all in for you, you cut her off.
And she gave stage 5 Klinger, I will do everything for you if you... No. Don't ever say that, man. You could think it, you could act on it, but don't ever say, I will do everything for you.
Oh, they will hold you to that. They ain't gonna forget that one. They might forget your birthday and everything else, but they ain't gonna forget you saying that. Y'all remember when you told me you was gonna do everything for me?
Here's everything.
Why you ain't doing?
And if I was her and I went to break up with Chris and I saw those flowers there, that would have been my, turntable.
Scratch them. Scratch. Bilal, switch. Bilal, switch again.
I said, okay, I'm going to have to rewind and do something else because he's giving me flowers. Izzy ain't giving me flowers.
Right.
So even if I have to drag him along until Izzy makes a complete promise, I wouldn't have let him go with that. But that tells me something. Even some simple gestures like that isn't meaningful to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's sad.
I'm curious what her love language is. Didn't she said something about laying in the bed next to each other? So she likes quality time. Her love language is quality time, I'm guessing, by her saying that. Maybe physical touch.
It seems like that from what she said.
Yeah, maybe like physical touch, but I don't know. I'm just curious on what things that Chris actually said that made her just discount him that way, or what Izzy could have possibly. This has to be something that Izzy said.
He doesn't sound like he needs her. He doesn't sound. She could have a savior complex too. Doesn't sound. Chris doesn't sound like he needs her as much as Izzy would. Izzy needs the family, needs the traditions, would be very clingy like she would be clingy. But Chris has his own life. Fostering them dogs ain't no joke.
Johnny gives me, I need to leave the relationship. And I think when she heard Izzy saying, I need to be a part of your traditions, I need to be a part of your family, she's like, oh, great. I can integrate him into my whole life without any problems. Like he's actually removed from his family. So I can just put him in mine and I ain't got to go back and forth between families and all this. Hey, Sean, what's up? So look who I got up here, Sean.
He missed the first half of us cutting up, but we ain't cut up yet.
You got to rewind it, baby. But yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot going on between them three. I'm gonna say them three because I got to keep Stacy in there because that's still his connection. We gonna find out where he go. I'm feeling, me personally right now, I know I haven't watched the other 2 episodes, but I'm feeling like he's leaning more towards Stacy, but we will see. Like, because Johnny don't put all the pressure on, like, I don't have any other connection now, so
pick me. I will do everything for you.
Please pick me. But I'm just saying, like, Izzy is given, he's given standoffish, and like I said in the beginning, once you give him too much of choose me, he's like, nah, I'm cool, because he's the same thing. He's chasing after the unattainable in his mind, which is Stacy. Okay, so this is a thing it used to be a problem for me back in the day. But you know how you got that guy that you just like, because he doesn't look at you, everybody else look at you, but that one guy don't pay you no attention, and he might actually fancy you, but he don't pay you no attention. You just like, I got to get his attention. I got to get that person's attention. That's what Izzy is giving to Stacy, and now this is what Johnny is giving to Izzy.
You got to go through your repertoire, and either you gather the attention of someone else, or you leave a few breadcrumbs to see if they pick up the trail, but you've got to try and draw them to you. And I think a lot of what I'm seeing and hearing is a lot of ladies, haven't been using their feminine wiles
at all. Not in the right way. I could teach y'all a thing or two. Like I said, this was something I struggled with until I learned how to be coy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Same here. Because I was very much like Stacy, that masculine energy that I know I'm right. I'm going to say it how I want to say it. And you're going to do what I need you to do. And then it's like, yeah, you got to learn how to use flower petals instead of a sledgehammer.
You have to be that fine balance between Stacy and Lydia. I'll say Johnny, but Johnny is a little bit on the Johnny. I don't know where to place Johnny in this spectrum really, but I'll say Lydia, because Lydia is like, oh, I do like you and I'll let you know, but you have to be like Stacy up until the point you do know they like you back. And it's like, oh, you like, oh, well, child, why you didn't say nothing? We could have been together. I was waiting for you.
Catch up.
Yeah, I gotta cut some people off. You took too long. I'll be right back.
There's a spot for you on the bench.
I could put you in rotation. You could be a starter though, because I've been watching you play. You good.
We're gonna pick you up from the D League, but you're gonna be a starter.
We got you. You got a jersey and everything. What you want? Full ride? Oh, y'all forgive us, okay? I'm sorry.
What I am upset about is that anyway, they're not showing us some other connections, but I like these so far. But
oh, that's the one connection in the beginning with Shay. What is the other little
Melody,
Melody? Was that the little other
or
little
Melody,
melanin chick that we had?
yes,
Okay, it
yes,
was
Miss
Melanie.
Skincare.
Yeah, child. Listen, I wanted to talk about that one real quick because we're gonna transfer over to Shay and Aaliyah anyway. But I was like, sis, you're giving me Phil vibes right now. Do you know what you gonna do, what you want to do, what you doing? Like everything was so evasive. I didn't get a concise answer from anything she said. I was like,
did she
what are you
encounter
doing?
Habibi out there in the Middle East?
I wonder, because I was like, babe, he said, so what type of skincare? The one. I'm like, he can't see you, sis. You gotta talk. You gotta tell him something.
She just was evasive, and I was like, what kind of skincare are you not proud of sharing?
Like you got a whole plug right now. Like, what are you doing? You just could plug your stuff like, oh, child, I got this thing lined up. You know, I need you to be a Sharice Logan right now. I got the skincare. My salon is over down on this street right here. You can come over and get it. I'll give you a discount code right now. Like, she had it sold up.
And even if you want to be coy, you can say, well, it's going through a patent right now. I can't tell you too much, but it is definitely going to rock the market.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. Or I'm still in the development stage of it. Something. I would just are we just thinking this is what we want to do, or do we have anything in motion? That I was.
Is it skin lightening cream? Is it unfavorable?
Is it illegal? That's because you're giving me illegal right now. Like, we can't talk about this. Like,
it's given like the shipment from Iran needs to be checked.
Right. I gotta filter through some of these ingredients real quick. Like, I didn't pass FDA approval yet, so I'm just like, sis, what are we doing right now? I was so disappointed with her because she came in and I was like, okay, we get two sisters. I like the little energy and stuff. And it was, I don't know if production was being funny to show us the night or day of her and Aaliyah, but Aaliyah came in and was just like, here's my answers. Boom, period. And I was just like, okay, see, this is how you do it. I don't want to compare y'all. I really don't like comparing people like this, but that's how you come in and give your answers.
But I was so interested in her and her time in the Middle East and working. And she did make it clear, I'm already back in town. I have my place.
Wait, hold on. That was another thing, though, Elle said, because she was like, I'm moving back. And he said, oh, when you moving back? And she's like, in 2 weeks. And he said, oh, okay, you got to get a place. No, I got a place already. And so I was like, girl, are you back in?
Well, we know what she means. She got her place. She signed her lease, but she got to go get her stuff from Iran and come back real quick.
I'm like, are you moving out of somebody's house? What is happening? Like, are you getting a divorce right now? We can't talk about it. What is happening?
Her stuff is still coming through customs. This stuff is in customs.
Are you in the Secret Service, ma'am? Can we not talk about anything for you?
But I liked her. She was so cute. I liked her. I'm like, where is she? But she has a connection. They mention it, but they don't show it.
That's another frustrating thing about this show too, is that people be having connections and they don't show it. And I mean, I guess there's not enough spice in their connection that they actually just have a peaceful connection and move on. But is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? That because we watched Tiffany and Brett go through it and there wasn't much drama.
Right.
And we enjoyed it.
Maybe they only have so many cameramen to be following so many people.
Then I just feel like you should have 2 crews in A and B season. Because you're wasting these people's time. And it's given, I don't want to pay all y'all to be on camera. So we just going to pick and choose who we going to pay.
It's definitely giving that. It's definitely giving that. But yeah. I would be interested because her connection is, we haven't even seen much of him either.
True. I was wondering if it was that the one guy who said he had a small frame in the beginning that he felt.
No, you'll see it. O'Shea was sitting at the table talking to Milton and the other gentleman, and he mentioned who's top. And when I heard her name and saw him in the picture frame, I was like, oh, so she does have a connection. So you'll see it.
Maybe we'll come back around to it, and maybe they'll pop back in later on if somebody drop out or whatever. We'll see. I like to see more of it, though. I'm not going to even hold it, but because I do like her energy. She was a little mystery. She a little mystery.
She was cute in that cotton candy dress. It was just her mannerisms, everything was really awesome.
She's sweet spoken and everything. It was just like, girl, we got to work on some details, but we get there. She's like, I'm just going to keep it evasive so y'all keep filming me. Y'all got to figure out little by little. She was giving too little. Camera's like, yeah, okay, girl. You need to speed up some of the stuff you're giving us.
Hope she links up with Kat.
All right, our last couple I think that's our last couple.
You still got Lydia and Milton.
Oh, let's talk about them real quick. Let's talk about these two real quick with the rocks of it all. third rock from the sun couple. Okay.
Easily excited and a little unstable. She called it. I forgot what rock she was talking about, but that's what she said.
The Lydia rock.
Like, Lydia, that's you.
The Lydia rock. Child, she was driving me, though, calling him a nerd every 5 seconds. I'm like, girl, you're in the same profession.
He's an engineer, and he does rocks too.
Mm-hmm.
And she is into rocks, and I'm like, okay. But at this age, 24, what does he know?
Nothing. And sadly enough, it was funny when he sat there and was like, oh, she's so emotionally, what do you call her? Emotionally mature. She's so much more emotionally mature than me. And I was like, sir, she got 6 years of adulthood on you. Like, she's been free for a while, and clearly you haven't, because you also say that you grew up from, where's all these men with a strict parenting? Like, everybody has strict parents. He grew up in a strict household, moved from Hawaii to Japan. Not an easy transition for a Black person at all. We'll just say that. Was that him? That was him. He moved from Hawaii. He was born in Hawaii and moved to Japan. And I'm curious to know which one of his parents is possibly Japanese. And it sounds like he might slightly be military raised as well. But I also do know, I felt like he was racially bullied a bit in school because he struggled, he said, up until he came back to the States, and he was in high school, and then automatically he excelled. So he seems like he's always been a very smart kid, but I believe that the schooling that he received and possible treatment that he received in Japan
he's quite tall.
Yeah.
He's quite tall for Japan. That he's going to stick out.
And I watched another young lady who was half Japanese, half American, and she was describing her situation. She also did say she would raise her children in Japan because the bullying for her was a lot easier in Japan than it was in the States, because she's not as dark as Milton. She's clearly a mixed child, you can see, but she's still dark in Japan for Japanese people. And she said because of her skin tone, she was bullied a bit, and she was picked on a lot. However, I do know that their education systems, especially in the Asian culture, are way higher and way more advanced, which would explain why he would come to the States and automatically excel the way he did. Because it wasn't that he was dumb and not learning. I feel like he was just not applying himself because of his surroundings.
I agree with that. And because of the Japanese schooling in his formative years that's another language barrier, like Lydia has a language barrier. So if it was really early in his life, then Japanese could have been his first language.
Mm-hmm. It sounded like it was.
So both of them have like sometimes translation issues. Why the cooler versus ice chest?
I was really like, child. He was like, I don't have one. I don't know. I don't see it. I was like, boy, take the shades off, first of all.
And why does he get a glass and not a silver mug?
No, he did have a silver mug.
Okay.
They have bottles in the thing, but he did have the little silver mug sitting on it and his notebook.
Okay.
But I was like, when he had put them glasses back on, I said, Big Daddy, if he is not the little boy with his invisible glasses on, and Big Daddy, they can't see you, so you're feeling confident now. I'm like, please don't. We got to grow out of that, sir. We got to grow out of that.
So you have a mini fridge in your pod?
You gotta love him because he is just like, I don't want to call him a nerd and geek, but it's just like that goofy.
He's naive.
He's naive and he's just that goofy intelligence. He's socially awkward. You could tell he's socially awkward as well. But I do like his confidence because he's not that socially awkward that he can't have conversations with people. So that's a plus side.
And I like her honesty in telling him, I did not see you as husband material yesterday, but I see it today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was really honest. But it was interesting how she told him she was dumped by Izzy. But he doesn't know it was Izzy, but I'm sure the men talk.
Mm-hmm.
But the way she described that she wasn't having a very good day, or yesterday wasn't a good day for her, was very interesting how he navigated that with her.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the heartbreak with Izzy, I think it calmed her down to a pace where she could actually slow down and absorb a conversation with a Milton.
Right.
Because she's just and it's like, pause, slow it down. Could we get it at half the speed? She's so excitable, and that could really repel people. And he's not going to match her energy. He's chill.
I wonder if growing up in Japan, did he see a lot of that energy sometime? Because sometimes when you watch the animes and certain things, it's this spunk. And I know that some Japanese people do have that. Some are chill and some are here. I wonder if one of his parents could possibly be that, if, he's used to that, because he was real calm through it all. And like he said, he's not emotionally there. He seems a little bit detached from a lot of things. And I get his detachment because he's been isolated pretty much all his life. You're placed into a culture that may not be totally yours, if any at all, then you're moved around to a different thing. So you tend to be by yourself. So he's giving me an isolated only child syndrome. Like, I don't have anybody else to bounce off of a lot of times. So it's just me. So I'm content with it. So I don't express emotions the same way. Then again, on top of it, he may not have been allowed, saying that he came from a strict household. So I will have to question what type of strict household he was from. He may not have been allowed to express himself emotionally a lot of times. So this will be an interesting dynamic, being that she is a person that wears her emotions on her sleeves, and he tends to hold his in and listen. It seems like he might process through a lot of his before even saying anything. And I'm sorry, I know she said she's going to be open to this age thing, and I'm hoping that she can be, but it is a big difference. It is a big difference because generally he doesn't have much experience. I'm wondering if he even experienced a heartbreak yet.
That's a question. Has he had an heartbreak? Has he fallen in love? He's only 24. How long has he been living outside of his home? When did he move out? He's 24. And granted, he said it's very hard for him to open up to people. So is that the Japanese culture side of it, or is it the bullying, he's afraid to be hurt side of it? But they are mature 24-year-olds, but I don't think he's lived a lot of life. He's mature. He's cerebral. He's very mature with his job, with his education. But as far as living life, I'm just I'm worried for him because, ooh, that Puerto Rican spice.
Jocelyn, the Puerto Rican princess, you don't want Stevie.
Milton,
Milton, you hear me calling you? You better answer me.
That spice at 24.
Child, he gonna be locking himself in a room with the rocks.
Gonna be rocking like Miss Seeley.
Right.
And she probably is at a point where she is thinking about having kids in 5 years. He's gonna be 29 by then. That's a lot.
I generally have this rule about humans. I feel like until you go through that transition process where you're somewhat close to your 30s, some people for it starts a little early, but around the 30s, when you hit your 30s, you tend to go through a transformation, basically, or a deprogram, so you may speak, of where you actually come into alignment and awareness with yourself. Most people, not all, because some of us are late bloomers, okay? But most people start to be aware of what they want out of life, where they are in life around that age. He is still in his early years of figuring out, yes, he graduated early, he's passed all his schooling and all this, and he's making a well-do about himself. But do you really want to be married right now? Like, I would prefer him on Ready to Love than, and Ready to Love is a mess, but I would prefer him dating. That's what I mean when I say Ready to Love. I would prefer him on that show than just.
He can't handle Janelle. He can't handle Janelle.
Child, Janelle would have him dragged around like Chris was by Jessica. But I just would prefer him to be dating around a little bit more, get out there, date outside your culture. You've been outside your culture. So, and I'm not saying Lydia is not outside his culture, but just date.
I wonder if he's not like the gentleman who spoke first, who said that he's very small stature, that women usually overlook him, or he's not what they want. Because Milton is 24. He is very nerdy and cerebral. He's quite tall and skinny. So women may overlook him. So he may have jumped in to this thinking he can find someone who would, not look at his height and stature as an issue.
I can see that, but I also just know there is a lot of women that like cerebral men that are tall, slim. They're not even worried about the stature. They like them because mentally they're invested into them. So there is a lot of women that he can actually find out here. And Milton is still young. He got time to go ahead and transform into something special on us real quick. You know what I'm saying? Milton might come back in them 5 years and we'd be like, oh, Milton. well. He like, no, baby, it's just Milt. A lot of tons, okay? Milt, a lot of tons.
He'll have a glow up. His 30s glow up.
Right. Men are late developers as is physically in a lot of sense. And so I'm not saying that 24 he's past his prime or whatever but he still has some time to actually do it. Like, y'all know how I love my Morris. No, we're not going to do Morris Chestnut because he kind of been fine his whole career. But Marlon
He wasn't that fine as Ricky. I'm sorry. He wasn't that fine as Ricky.
He was fine to me still. He really got fine as he became Lance. Okay. When he got Lance, I was like, oh, grown man fine. Okay. Hey, grown sir. Call me. But see, I needed to see him at Ricky because he wasn't married then. See, you gotta see the dream. You gotta see the dream, Elle.
Gotcha. I can see it.
But like Marlon Wayans, Marlon Wayans was a little scrawny, something.
Yes.
And he had a nice glow up.
Yes, he is.
So when Milton get to them 40s, we might have to check back in on him.
You could check back. And tell me how he is.
I got you, sis.
Unless Lydia's stalking him and saying, keep away, ladies.
Right. I don't want no parts Jocelyn Jr. But seriously, we'll see. We'll see if he chooses her and goes through it. So, I don't know. She gave him a rock. That was the most excited I seen, though. He was excited when he was trying to figure out what kind of rock it is. I don't know what kind of rock it is, but I'm guessing it's this. So,
and we can look at it together.
Right. So, I'm guessing he ain't had a heartbreak yet because rocks don't break hearts. So, have you had
about the other rocks
that died or something? Did you lose a pet or anything? I just need to know that you've experienced some form of.
Yep. Protect your rocks from Lydia.
Child, she just mess around and just blow them all up. Oh, child. Woo. She put that unstable rock next to him and they all shattered. Milton, we need you to be stable as a rock, baby. We need you to be stable as a rock through this process, okay? Hear us good, okay? Your aunties is trying to help you out over here. Let the aunties tell you, watch out now. Watch out. All right. Lydia about to run that man through the ring. He might not date again after this process. This might be one and done for this man.
He's going to have to cocoon himself.
He might not come back out until he a tycoon. Like, nah, see, back then y'all didn't want me. Now I'm hot, y'all up on me. And
I like them rocks.
Trying to say he a little dork and all this stuff. Y'all better watch out when that man come back out now. I don't want to see y'all jump and talk about Milton, call me. I'm trying to tell y'all now, sometimes y'all got to see the vision before it gets there, okay? Get that man in the gym.
How many women are mailing him rocks right now?
Throwing rocks at his window. Sheree!
Oh my God. Leaving rocks on his windshield.
Leaving rocks with a note on it at his front door. Kafani!
Oh my God.
If y'all want to have a baby rock, call Milton, okay? That's what y'all go ahead and so, okay? We're gonna look through his telescope. What kind of he had a special here? I'm sorry, I'm not versed on the
prism style telescope.
Yeah, he got that one that you can see 3D through rocks. So, child, baby, I'm a little nerdy, so I might actually look through it my daggone self, try to see if I can see some colors and crystals and things. So.
Oh yeah, we'll play with rocks and crystals.
Mm-hmm. Oh Lord Jesus, Elle said, see, now I gotta I'm never gonna get monetized like this. Elle said we are not playing with rocks and crystals. We're not doing it. This is not the 70s no more. We are not in the 80s. We're not with
Milton talked about rocks and Love is Blind Maria talked about crystals. What are you saying?
I'm saying that we are not going to sit here and consult the stars. I don't want that smoke.
Or the cards? We're not consulting the cards?
Well, what did the cards say?
Well, let me go to my ice chest.
Right. My cooler. I got a cooler. Oh, you got an ice chest. I got a cooler. Child, these people here, they just be saying anything. Oh my God. I appreciate y'all for staying with us through this chaos. If y'all are here doing this live, please hit the like button. Okay. If you are watching this on the playback, we ain't done yet. So don't feel bad. Don't be trying to cut it off on the playback. We're not done. Okay. We still got one more couple to get through. All right. But I just need you to stop, take a moment. Go ahead, hit the like button, share with a friend, tell them get in on all this laughter over here. And when we done, go ahead, leave us a comment. Tell us how we is not being professional or nothing like that. This is not our professional. Rocks are not our profession.
I was going to say something, but I'll leave it alone.
This is a Sunday. We can try again on Monday. You can say what you say on Monday, but this is Sunday, okay? And
how many hours till midnight?
In this house, we celebrate the Lord.
on his day.
Hello. Look, Grace telling us, please don't. She's trying to stay safe. We got to keep Grace safe now. We got to keep Grace safe.
We'll keep her safe now.
Right.
Whether this other couple will keep her safe, I don't know.
I don't know. All right. Our last two, Uche and Aaliyah.
Now, what was her profession?
She is an ICU nurse.
Oh, yes.
She's an ICU nurse. Okay.
He's the lawyer with the app.
Yeah, these two is going to be a problem for each other. These two.
Now, she also had years in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So how did she and Milton not bond on that one?
Good question.
I'd like to see that conversation with her and Milton.
Talking about too many rocks for her. She was like, okay, this is the science that I don't. I'm in human science.
I deal with the rock aftermath.
The rock in the crystal aftermath. He said rock. She was like, I don't. Which rock are we talking about? Like, hold up. Is that the one you do? What you doing over there, please?
But I love it. This is what, the third African American who has had an experience living abroad as a child, and it shows we're not a monolith. It gives so many different dynamics. She is absolutely gorgeous. She is very, very eloquent. I feel like she's carrying her hurt and pain like a cloak.
Yeah.
Man, it's heavy.
The fact that Lydia was telling her, like, you need to get this off of you. You needed to get this off of you or whatnot. Because, yeah, some of us will go through our things and we will do it and nobody will know that we did our dirt or whatever. And sometimes it's not for anybody but us and God to know. But sometimes we don't even confess to God, like, I feel some type of way. I shouldn't have did that. Do you forgive me? We just carry it around. And then when somebody calls us out on it, now we're full of, I would say tears, but.
Hey, there were some tears. On the confessional, I saw a teardrop.
To the lady, she was boo-hooing. But she walked out that room. She held her head strong when she walked out that room, though. She said, oh, okay, so you're going to judge me. Okay. But I was like, Dark Arts, J edition. I told y'all before, I used to cry for Negroes I didn't want. And she walked out that room like, I think I lost them. And see, that would have been me. Like, I think I lost them. I need to figure out how to get him back because I want to say I lost him, not he lose me. Like, what? So this is going to be the couple for me to watch, okay? If y'all sports addicts out there, this is the couple to watch right now because these two, they about to give us the little Marshall. I feel like they about to give us the Marshall and Jackie vibe.
As you said, Dark Arts, I think Uche is the dark artist because he kept on filling in and making himself what she said. He kept on. She's like, oh, I do poetry. Oh, I do poetry. Haven't done it in a while. She's like, oh, and I play guitar. I have a guitar.
Yeah, one hanging up on the wall.
He just was like, okay, I can hold on to this girl. We have similarities. She's eloquent. And then he gets invested. And the whole Love Jones thing, but I felt like he was tailoring himself to her a little too much. I know they have similarities, but it felt like he was tailoring himself. And then he was like, oh, you a recent cheater. That's when the lawyer robe I was like, wow.
I feel like they're both emotional F boy and girl. Because like I said, when she came back and he's like, you know what? I should have heard you out this day. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, why are you still feeling some type of way? Like, me personally, I'd have been like, I spoke my truth. You mad at my truth? I can't do nothing about that. And I actually probably would have written him off, like, you're actually not the one for me, because that was my past. Now, if you feel like I'm going to do it again, you're not even giving me a chance. So just go ahead on about your way, because you're too scared. I would have been all kind of Lydia's in a minute. You're too scared. It's not me. I told my truth. I messed up. And the whole thing is, she laid everything out for him. She's told him from top to finish why she did it. You know what I'm saying? That she kept it to herself or whatnot. It was this long that it went on. She went through the process. Now, if she's lying or not, I do not know. But she went through the process of telling him, hey, I'm not emotionally satisfied. I mean, I'm not physically satisfied by you, this, that, and the third. Yes, she should have probably cut the relationship off, but she also gave the reason, I was scared to be alone. And like I said, I'm a nester. So I might potentially been on that one of these type of deals where it's just like, hey, you're good and everything but this.
And not teachable.
And not teach. And that's the hardest thing right there. Where you got a person that's not teachable, that's refusing to learn you and your body and how to please you. That's telling me that you don't actually, as much stuff that you possibly do for me, you don't care. And that's how I would read it. Now, being as young as it might have happened for her, and in our 20s, we're not thinking of having proper conversations. We're just not. Our parents didn't have proper conversations with us. So we're not going to be thinking, have proper conversations with our partner, besides saying, hey, I'm not satisfied. I don't know how you can satisfy me. So I'm trying to teach you how to satisfy me. And you're telling me no at every turn. Generally, most couples is going to go through a cheat when that's the situation, or it's going to be, well, I need to let you know that I'm possibly going to go outside this relationship, because I have a friend who has gone through that with hers, and I don't like it, but I understand. Well, no, you should understand that you should be coachable. Like, she's trying to actually work with you, bro. Like, instead of just letting her go do her, like, that makes absolutely no sense. But if that's where you want to be, that's where you know to be. That's not the story here. The case is, she told you, Shay, her truth. And what he did with it, I feel like that's a sign of his character and whatever truth he has hidden away from his past. Now, he want to sit here and tell us that he just kissed the girl and he liked it. That's fine. That's fine. I ain't gonna weird. Okay, well, else it is. But bruh, don't sit here and act like you went and hurried up and told your girlfriend, oh my God, I kissed somebody else too. Like, we're not about to play holier than thou. We're not about to do that. Okay? Because one thing for sure, if you didn't ask her, well, did he ask you, did you ever cheat? You know what I mean? I'm a don't ask, don't tell. So if you ain't never asked me, hey babe, have you ever cheated on me?
Define cheating.
I don't feel obligated to tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's guilt sitting on me, or I want total out of this relationship, then possibly I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I've been trying to tell you I'm not happy, so I went and did this with somebody else over here or whatever. But for the fact that I feel like she tried to stay 3 months in it some more, is given I felt some guilt. I tried to deal with it, but it just wasn't getting no better. And now that I don't have this outside experience, I want to be free.
Sometimes it takes us 3 months to find a new place and move out. She could be saving her pennies, gathering her coins to move out. It's not that easy.
Were they living together when this happened?
I'm guessing. You know, it's the pandemic.
True.
It's 2 years ago.
Yeah. And then
we don't know
it was a pandemic where she couldn't move on too fast anyway.
It was 2021. We were in the pandemic. You don't know if was with the person. It may seem worse because you could be bringing COVID into the house. But the thing is, it's during the pandemic. We don't know if she can move out, move on. Ask her the circumstances. As you said, don't jump to the conclusion that she just stayed with the man for 3 months and just, was doing nothing. Ask her. But what I did appreciate was JP asking him, can you forgive? And is it worth losing her over this? And I think I'm hearing a lot of good questions in the men's lounge as far as when they're making certain decisions. They have great questions. But my thing is that O'Shea seems to be the man who will hear you did wrong, beat you up verbally about it, and then want to come hug you and console you. And that is
Ike Turner.
Yeah. But he could be just making a change, having a corrective course, and this is new to him.
And I'll give him and I'll give Izzy grace. However, they have to understand they're in pods. Now, the silent processing works when you're face to face, because a person can still see that you're engaged or you're processing, you're doing these things. But when you go silent between a wall, that brings on a whole different energy to the other person. And I kind of get why she got up and just walked out, because it's just like, oh, so you don't have anything for me. And I feel like that's why I'm so strong on them. Should have asked more questions behind it. If you're going to sit here and process, get the extra answers that you need before you make a final processing decision on these ladies. Like, they're telling you their truths. And that's not an easy thing for anybody to do, because we live in a world full of lies. Everybody's so used to people lying to them that we're not comfortable with accepting people's truth or people telling us the truth. So to be a safe space for a person to sit there and say, hey, this was me a couple of years ago. Have I changed? You don't even bother to ask, have I changed? What did Sean's favorite line, what did you learn from it? You need to ask that question. How did you even feel? Did you feel guilt? Well, why didn't you feel the need to tell him something? Why did the conversation ever come up? Did he ever ask? Do you think he ever had a notion that you cheated? Not just automatically put myself in the position. And literally, if you watch that Shay's eyes was watering up. I'm like, bro, you're bothered by something else. This girl didn't do whatever got you teary-eyed to you. Like, she didn't do it. She's just telling you what she did. Now you're putting her in the position of somebody else. You over here mad, getting all raged up or whatever because of this other person who's done you wrong, instead of saying, you know what, I've had somebody sit there and do that to me, and that wasn't a very hurtful experience. That would actually make her understand the pain that she caused or potentially caused somebody else.
He was cross-examining her for his client, her ex. That's what it sounded like.
That's what it sounded like.
It's like, this man is now going to hear on national television that you cheated in the relationship, and how's that going to make him feel? But all of that, he lost the message. He had a major message that's like, this wasn't about him. It's about you. Mm-hmm. And you didn't want to go through that hurt and pain of seeing the disappointment in that, in that man. You didn't want to face him and tell him what you did wrong. That was a wonderful point, but she couldn't get it because his tone. He was cross-examining, making his, objection, Your Honor, and he was just hitting her. He was just hitting her against the wall, and it was like his message, though powerful, was completely lost.
Yeah, he went to shaming her, and it's like, after, one thing about people sharing their truths with you is they don't want to feel judged and they don't want to be shamed for it, because that does close people off. And if that's not your intentions, which I don't think that was his intention to do, the one thing you don't want to do is start cross-examining them. You don't want to make them feel like they're now less than a person, because we are human. We all make our own separate types of mistakes. And yes, like JP said, is that an actual deal breaker for you? Because she asked you what the deal breaker was, and you said lying. You didn't say cheating. Y'all know me, and my deal breaker is lying. You can confess to cheating, and I will probably be like, okay, deuces, but thank you for telling me the truth. Like, but at the same time, I might actually be like, okay, let's work through this. Because in all fairness, you didn't do my deal breaker. You didn't lie to me about it. So if lying is your deal breaker, she told you the truth. She's holding up her part of her end of the bargain. I do like he came back and gave her credit for it when he did come back, and he sat and processed it. And I'm glad JP was there to help him process through that and get out of his feelings and his emotions to come back and say, you know what, this has happened to me in the past. But the thing is, your thing is with the past, I didn't hear him say the person cheated. Now, maybe it was edited out, but you said the person lied to you about things. Now, it could have lied about cheating or whatnot, but Aaliyah didn't or whatnot. And you have to just make her understand. If you want to reinforce anything, reinforce the fact that, okay, I understand you did that with that person, but over here, there's a zero tolerance for that. So as long as you and I have this open dialogue with one another and we're 100% with one another, we can work through anything. Now, where I fought him for sure is when he told her, well, you know, long as you are open, we can work through anything. Like, boy, don't lie to me. I just was open with you and you just threw me out the window.
Without a parachute.
Don't lie to me. You lying to me. And I just told you that was my damn deal breaker. See, the both of them is about to be a damn problem. I'm about to throw my book, okay? They're about to be a problem because now they lying to each other at the beginning of this time.
They how can I say it? Again, he needs to start off, I guess, soft first, and then you can cross-examine. But you got to have that connection first. Like, hey, I understand this is painful. You got to have that connection first, then cross-examine. Mm-hmm. You got to pull them into the web before you start, well, what did you learn? And change the tone. And you know how sometimes men say we need to take off our work persona when we come home. I think Uche needs to put away that lawyer persona when he comes into the pod. Mm-hmm. You are not looking for the best witness for your case. You're looking for a wife. And you are treating her like she's on the stand.
And I'm going to need Aaliyah to put her big girl britches on. Okay. And stand in your truth. None of the... We ain't about to do that manipulate. I know what you're doing, sis. I know what you're doing. Okay. You trying to pull on that emotional string. He's shaming and you trying to make him feel bad for it. No. Okay. We're going to have to cut it out. We're going to have conversations. That was the whole point of him and his message is you should have talked to that man. Please talk to me. We can't be crying and pretend crying and trying to work up a cry or whatever it is you was trying to do. You know, our allergies kicked in. We can't have the allergies kick in when we're trying to have conversation time. Okay. Yeah. We got the eye drops on handy and stuff. We can't do these things. We have to actually stand in our truth. That was your past. This is your present, possibly your future. Stand in your truth and say, that was back then. That was me. What did I learn? How I moved on? How I'm healing? Will I do it again? Well, I can't promise you that, you know what I'm saying, because I'm still young. But depending on how you act, let me see what that D do, and we talk about that part.
Are you teachable? Are you going to learn something? Are you willing to learn?
We're going to negotiate this deal, okay? If you don't want me to cheat, you're going to have to understand.
You can't say that, Jay. His hackles are going to go up. You can't say that. His hackles, if you don't want me to cheat. No. Say, I'm not going to cheat with you. This will be forever.
No, see, you can't say forever now. That's a lie.
It's marriage. It's marriage. It's gonna be forever.
It's still not forever now. You will all die. We gotta stay within the gray. You going out the gray. Now, if I can't tell them this part, you can't tell them that part. We gotta stay in the gray. You know how this work over here, okay? If y'all,
but they're looking for marriage. They're looking for forever.
I know they're looking for the forever person, but we cannot be telling forever lies. Like
they can work. They can work on it.
They can work on it. That's where we need to start. Let us work on this together. That's where they should start.
And Love is Blind teaches, one thing very well. What happens when you take those walls down and you're face to face with the person you've chosen? I mean, it's a metaphor and it's physically what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They put your walls are up when you first meet someone, and then what happens when the walls come crashing down?
Well, Ella may say, I want somebody to love me naked. Okay, love me naked. And that metaphor was the raw me, for my truth, for everything that I show you and present to you. Can you love me for it? Flaws and all. Come on, Beyonce. Flaws and all, okay? Houston, it was lit this weekend. All right, y'all get on it. But child, we gonna see. We got 2 more episodes before they put us on hold like they like to do. You know what I'm saying?
You got 2 more episodes. I'm
don't
there.
You start with me.
When is the next set?
The next set won't come out to the 29th. I think I've seen on there. They have it posted.
Oh, September.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this week. It'll be this week.
Okay.
It'll be the same. What, Thursday night, I guess, or something like that.
Friday morning, 3 a.m. Eastern time.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. So it'll be this weekend. But yeah, so I got 2 more episodes to get through because I didn't want to jump ahead. We'd be too much, and I can't do 4 hours of notes. I can't. Listen, I done threw away 1 hour note already by accident. Okay, so y'all got to bear with me on it. But yes, we went through all the couples. We got 1 engaged so far, which is JP and Taylor. Congrats to them. We're going to see how this goes. Yeah. No spoilers. I know you want to say something. No spoilers. No spoilers. So I'm going to watch the next 2. I got to get over to my mom's party real quick, and I guess I'll stay up all night to watch the next 2. But Elle said, I appreciate you being here. I want you back again. So, I know tomorrow might be a little hectic. I'll see. Because it'll be hard for me to do it any other day outside of Saturday. And then we'll be in a whole new half by Saturday.
So tomorrow at 5 will be fine.
Tomorrow at 5, but we have the Ready to Love.
Oh, yes.
Channel at 5. So I need to get it out the way, because if I don't get it out the way, then I won't do it at all. And so this Saturday, will you be available this Saturday coming up?
I should be.
Okay, so if you're available, I'll get with you this Saturday. So if you're available this Saturday, then we can do 5 through 6, and then Sunday we can do 7 and 8, or however they got it laid out for us or whatnot, so we can breeze through this season. Because I love having you here to bounce off of. You're so easy to do it with. You're my dark art sister.
We ain't been too dark.
I know we ain't gone too dark yet, but they ain't take us there yet. We'll see how this season goes.
I got plenty of darkness for just these 2 episodes. Don't worry.
I know I do too, but I'm like baby steps. Okay?
Milton steps.
Okay, we got to move like a rock do. Okay, we got to stay solid as a rock on this now. Woo. We're gonna have so many rock puns.
And red, white, and blue puns.
We're trying to keep it light as a rock right now, y'all. But cheers to y'all. Well, I appreciate you all for sticking with us through this today. I didn't want it to go this long because I got to get out of here and stuff. Happy birthday to my mama. Tomorrow's her birthday. So happy birthdays to her. And so I got to get over there so I can see her real quick before they be like, where the hell were you? And if you guys again are watching this on the replay, I thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that was here with us tonight. Me and El Cid had so much fun. I appreciate you, El Cid, for joining me. I had a great time with you, like always. Please, please share this channel with y'all friends, okay? Because it's going up from here. Trust me, it's going up from here. Your girl is back. She's being consistent, as y'all can see. I know I left y'all for a long time and I didn't mean to, but I'm back, okay? I missed y'all. I'm back. Come back. Come back to me, y'all. I don't like begging, but I will. Okay, I will. I'm not too proud. But share this with y'all friends and tell a friend that tells a friend that tells too many people too much stuff in your business. Come over here and get some of our business because we like to talk in the mess like Marie. But until the next time, I don't know what I want to leave y'all with, okay? Let's leave it with...
Where your sorry husband at?